What's good, everybody? Welcome into a very special start time here of the Early Edge, your daily sports betting brand of record. I, of course, am the coach. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting, and it's not close. As always, our show is on the road this week whenever I do PGA Tour Live. Our day yesterday stunk. We weren't very good. I lost the Thunder, horrible. Oilers lose, or they win in overtime. That's how close our day was to a really good day in the United States. How about losing 2-0? How about showing up there one time? But as the Meister always says, it's on to today. And when I need a good day, when I need a big day, of course I'm calling these three. We haven't seen them for a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Live from Parts Unknown. Alex, Prop Stars, what's good, man?
What's up, Coach? Mike and Mike, great to see you guys as well. It has certainly been a minute. I'm excited to be back. It's an honor to be here. I can't wait, Coach.
When I got the call that Alex was going to be on the show today, I got a little extra hyped. Now, this man is always a part of the brand. M Squared, live from Nashville, Tennessee, Music City. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Yeah, as we see in the chat, a lot of us tilting the Oilers play last night. That one was not any fun. They were up 3-1 in the game, gave up 2 goals in literally 14 seconds, and then scored their 4th goal, which was disallowed on goalie interference. Then they went on to win in a shootout. That was painful.
It was painful. That is the downside of sports betting, but that's what happens. It happens sometimes. We got to rebound, and that's exactly what we do every single day here. Now, the NBA has been so difficult to call, but that's why we call this man, Mikey B. Mike Barner. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. On the show 2 times in 1 week. Hopefully no one gets sick of me yet.
Oh, never. Don't let Jay Smooth know, though, because he's going to be called. Coach, give me a third day. We got to spread it around. There you go. All right, let's get into storylines that could affect the betting lines today. Oh, being born and raised in the great state of Kansas, this storyline, it's long overdue. Mikey, start us off.
Yeah, we've got some good news out of the state of Kansas. It looks like they're making some serious progress on legalizing sports betting, not only in person, but also on mobile devices. They had a sports betting bill that passed the House yesterday on an 88-36 vote. Next up, they have a joint conference committee. Basically, the Senate and the House get together ahead of this, and they have to start agreeing on the logistics like the tax rate and some of the other specifics about it. And then they will be able to pass that through the Senate as well. But it looks like good news for the state of Kansas, getting it out there ahead of the state of Missouri. Great news for Chiefs fans, Royals fans. I would expect that they try to push this through while they're still in session. We'll see what happens, though.
Yeah, I agree with you, too. And I think this is going to have a lot to do with where the new stadium is going to be built, too, whether it's going to be on the Missouri side or on the Kansas side. That's going to be a big discussion point as well. Thank you for that storyline. Now, the NBA is going to start being a big part of what we do now that college basketball is coming to an end. And there is a team, Mikey Barner, that very quietly is covering the spread. It seems like night after night after night. Who am I talking about?
The Detroit Pistons. And they might have one of the worst records in the league, but the players have not packed it in. Over their last 19 games, this is astonishing. They are 16-2-1 against the spread. That's wild. They play the 76ers tonight. They're anywhere from 9.5 to 10-point underdogs. This is interesting because the 76ers this is the first game. They're going to play 3 games in 4 days. They play the Hornets and the Cavaliers over the weekend. Those are 2 playoff teams. So they might look ahead of the Pistons here. I was kind of hoping this was going to be a 10.5. So I'm keeping my eye on this one. So check back on SportsLine later today. I might end up making this one of my official plays.
All right. And as he said, if you're a SportsLine member, the second that Mikey B makes a play on this game or any other games, you turn on those notifications and you'll have it right in your inbox and you'll never miss one pick. Now, Alex, I've been sitting on a futures MVP ticket of Ja Morant for about a month and a half. I know it's not going to hit, and I'm just ready for it to move out of my inbox. But what is going to hit when we're talking about the NBA MVP? Talk to me.
Yeah, overnight, coach Nikola Jokic became the favorite to win his second MVP award in as many seasons. Last night, he had a monster 37 point, 13 rebound, 9 assist performance. Has been absolutely fantastic in the month of March. He's averaging 30 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists. The Nuggets have won 3 games in a row, currently 5th in the West. They have as many wins as the 76ers, which is an important component here. Last season, Jokic, he surpassed Embiid in the closing weeks of the season, and that appears to be the case again this season. This was likely a reaction to a straw poll conducted by ESPN that saw Jokic claim 62 of 100 first-place votes. Embiid captured 29 first-place votes. Giannis had 9. The leader in the final version of this very straw poll has gone on to win the MVP award the past 4 years it was conducted. So there's no reason to believe that Jokic or there is reason to believe that Jokic still has work to do to officially sew up consecutive awards because of how compact the races are in both conferences, where Jokic and Embiid finish in the standings is likely to play a significant role. Sets up a very interesting finish to the regular season. Plenty to play for on both team and individual levels. Jokic is currently minus 155 on DraftKings to win the MVP. Embiid is plus 115. So that is something very interesting to pay attention to. Embiid has been the favorite coach probably the last 2+ months.
Well, when you see games like last night where the Nuggets were up 20-some over the Pacers come back, and who was the man that got the job done late in the game? Jokic. And I think his PAR was 47.5 last night. He went well into the 50s to catch that for a lot of people as well. Great take. I missed the Prop Stars take. I miss how you give a take. We've missed that here on the show. All right, let's get into our board for the day. And as you saw at the top of the show, we need a bounce-back day. So we got 2 big plays from SportsLine, and they're both in college hoops. That's right, the NIT tonight, Xavier, Texas A&M. And we've been riding Texas A&M all the way through the storyline that they were so ticked off they didn't make it to the NCAA tournament, that they're using this tournament as inspiration. Well, guess what? So is Xavier. They're bringing Sean Miller back. They've got a coach who just said the other day, I'm trying to land the plane. Xavier's playing very, very good basketball. You're going to give us 4.5 points. We'll take them, covering in 69% of our simulations. Then also from the site, the College Basketball Classic. Zach gave this play out yesterday. We'll back it up today on the site. Fresno State minus the 3. They play in a better conference. They've been playing better in the postseason. They do have to travel all the way to Carolina. We don't think that's going to matter. Lay the 3. They're a much better team than Coastal Carolina. All right, let's get into our guys now. And you got to pay attention. And hopefully, well, if you're watching live, you're hearing me live, because we've got some golf plays round 1, which will tee off in the next couple of hours. So M squared. Oh, this is for my man, Alex. You know the drill, son. Oh, I love the PGA Tour on a Thursday. So M squared, give it to me.
All right, Coach, let's hit this first round matchup. It's Jordan Spieth here in this one and Corey Connors. And we're taking Corey Connors. We're fading the defending champion, Jordan Spieth. A lot of people will talk about the success he's had here. Corey Connors has had the same success. But one thing I want to point out about Jordan Spieth winning this event last year, it was during his absolute career peak run. He had absolute ridiculous form. He was 4th in Phoenix, 3rd at Pebble, 15th at Genesis, 4th at Arnold Palmer before winning this event last year. He is nowhere near that form right now after the miscut last week or last event at the Players here. Look for this to be more of a tune-up for next week at Augusta for Jordan Spieth this week, while Connors fits this one very well. Awesome in terms of the strokes gained on the approach and the off the tee numbers. I want to point out some of the numbers on Jordan Spieth just to show you how much he is not in that same form he was last year. Year to date, strokes gained tee to green rates 72nd in the field, or in all the players that are eligible, and 110th in strokes gained around the greens.
I tell you what, Corey Connors, who can forget when he won here a couple of years ago? He Monday qualified, and it was the first time since 2010 that a Monday qualifier had gone on to win the golf tournament. So he has great memories here. It was his first win here. I love this play, and Jordan Spieth just isn't in form. He's just not playing very good golf. That's as simple as you can make it. Love this play. Round 1, by the way, not tournament, round 1. Now, I also have a round 1 matchup, and I get it. I get it. I've gone 0-2 since starting my coach's pick or whatever we're going to call it. But today, this is when I get going. I'm going to go Charlie Hoffman, minus 133, over Chad Ramey. You're like, who? Who? This is the guy that last weekend won in the opposite field event when everybody's paying attention to the World Golf Match Play and Scotty Scheffler elevating to number 1 in the world. Ramey was busy, also winning on the PGA Tour. But the hardest thing for a player to do is to back that up 4 days later when you've had such an emotional win. And Charlie Hoffman at this event, dominant. He has the best numbers across the board historically. When he comes here, he performs. I'll take Hoffman over Ramey, laying the 133 juice, which I don't mind at all. All right, now, if I see a plus number next to the Milwaukee Bucks, I don't care who they're playing right now. I'm going to back them. I love how the Bucks are playing. Even if they're not winning every game, I like how they're playing. Mikey B, floor is yours.
Yeah, we got 2 picks for the day. I'm going back to the well for those who watch the Tuesday show with the Bucks. They're playing the Nets tonight. I'm going to go Bucks +2, buy us a little bit of cushion there. I don't have a problem with the money line too, which is what I took on Tuesday when they beat the Sixers. But I'll play it a little safe and go +2. That was a statement win over the 76ers. Giannis with the big block on what would have been the game-tying bucket. Of note here, since Brook Lopez came back from injury, the Bucks are 5-2. And in the 2 games that they lost, Giannis sat out one of them and Drew Holiday sat out the other. So they're going to be at full strength for this game. So I do like them +2. And then my second pick, we're going to do a player prop. I'm actually going against my Bulls who are playing the Clippers. I'll go Paul George over 23.5 points at -115 in Caesars. He hadn't played since December. He returned Tuesday against the Jazz. He certainly didn't look rusty. He had 31 points in 34 minutes. He hit 6 3-pointers in that game. That's big for him. He has a chance to average at least 3 made 3-pointers for the 5th straight season. With his 3-point shooting prowess, he's got a 34.2% usage rate for the season. One of the Bulls' issues as they have been floundering after the All-Star break has been their lack of defense. So even though it's only a second game back, I like Paul George over 23.5 points.
Yeah, Mad Max in the Thunderdome hit I think it was like plus, was it 3,300 or 3,400 on Paul George? It was like to make 5 threes and score over 30 points, I think it was. He's been hitting a lot of those lately, so follow Mad Max on social media as he's been killing these same-game parlays. By the way, the Bucks actually rang the bell this morning at the New York Stock Exchange, which tells me they're ready to print money tonight. Am I right, boys? The Bucks are ready to print money tonight. Come on. Move. It matters. It is a money move. It is a money move. You know what also is a money move? Many people out there that maybe have taken a little bit of a break since football, and you know what a savage Prop Stars is in football? Just as good in the NBA. So, Alex, you know, if you're coming back on the show today, I had to put you in the very important spot of the maestro, but I know you can handle the pressure. So what do you got for us today, big boy?
It's an honor. I want to give a shout out to the maestro if he's watching. Hello, Larry. I miss you, buddy. But yeah, I've got a prop for you. I want to preface by saying that if you are interested in getting more of my content, you can follow me on Twitter at PropStars with a Z. I also write 2 weekly articles for SportsLine that just strictly has NBA props. Comes out every Monday morning and Friday morning. So if you're a SportsLine subscriber, you can turn on notifications to get notified when those articles come out. But I've got a prop for tonight that I like quite a bit. That is Philadelphia 76er, near and dear to my heart. Tobias Harris, over 8.5 rebounds and assists. I saw this on FanDuel. I wasn't able to see this on other books, so I would look there first. Harris was off to a really rough, shaky start. After the 76ers acquired James Harden at the trade deadline, he looked like he could potentially be the odd man out from a production standpoint and the guy who was going to have the biggest statistical drop-off. But he's looked a lot more comfortable recently. He's also been piling up the rebounds and assists in the process. He's averaging 9.1 rebounds and assists in the month of March, but he's eclipsed this prop in 5 of the last 6 games, averaging 11.2 rebounds and assists over that span. Detroit is a good matchup. They're the 3rd worst rebounding team in the NBA. They give up 55.4 rebounds per game. They also surrender the 11th most assists per game. while playing at a decent pace. They're 12th in possessions per game. I also like this prop because Doc Rivers went on record last week stating that he'd be resting Harden and Embiid down the stretch. I would not be surprised if one or even both of those guys potentially were inactive tonight. And in that scenario, this prop would likely move up as high as 10.5 or 11.5. Even with those guys, though, both in the lineup, Harris is going to get a lot of run. He's playing a lot against the opposing team's second units where they run a lot of offense through him. And he's also usually the best rebounder on the court in those rotations as well. So I like this quite a bit. Tobias Harris over 8.5 rebounds and assists. Check FanDuel first.
You know what else I like quite a bit? I like quite a bit, Alex, that everybody in the chat is ecstatic that you are back. They love you quite a bit, including John Golden. John Golden says, oh, my goodness, is that a ghost? Holy crap, it's Little Geppetto. Little Geppetto is back, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Nobody can ever forget Mikey putting you on Front Street, but you flipped it around, and it's now a positive. Don't forget to hit that like button for us. It really helps the show grow, and it helps with the numbers. So, with that being said, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of the jeweler, and it looks absolutely glorious. Oh, Mikey B, Bucks, Paul George. Tobias Harris for Prop Stars. Mikey, round one at the Valero. Connors over Spieth. I'm going to go round one, Hoffman over Ramey. Site plays, Xavier plus 4.5 and Fresno State minus 3. However, I'm staring at that gem plus 220. Ramey over Matsuyama and Swafford. And I've got to have Jeweler show your face. Now, it's not lost on people watching right now that we are opposite on Mr. Ramey. I would love to hear your thought process because we say it all the time, educate and entertain, use the information to make your bet at home. Jeweler, talk to me.
Well, this isn't necessarily a whole lot of love for Ramey as it is a good bit of hate for Hideki Matsuyama. Great player, but he's been dealing with a neck injury, and he's the clear favorite in this group at plus 100. So you can get Ramey plus 220. I make that as basically taking Ramey plus 220 versus Swafford, which I like the value there. Swafford hasn't been in decent form. Ramey coming off the win. I mean, you talk about how you don't like the fact he won last week. I mean, I think that opens you up. There's a great deal of freedom that you get whenever you don't have to worry about where your next meal is coming from on the PGA Tour. True. This guy's card is locked up for the next 2 years. He's got some security. I'll take Ramey. I'll hope that he stays hot.
Okay. The only reason I don't like it, because historically, and I've obviously did a lot of research as I'm calling the event right now, when players win, especially an off-tour event or an off, the major event, they really struggle in the first game back or the first round back. I just don't like him today. I'm not saying I don't like him for the tournament. I just don't like him today. But we'll see what happens. We could cash all these. It could happen. It could happen. All of these could hit. All of these could hit. And I hope that they do. That's a full show and a full board today, and we're going to bounce back. So thank you, Jeweler, very much. So there's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets, where, straight to the pay window. For all my crew, I love them all. M Squared, Mikey B, Prop Stars. Great to have him back today. And, of course, the Jeweler on the ones and the twos, always putting together the brand and making it run smoothly and stay on the tracks. I'll be back on PGA Tour Live this afternoon so we can sweat all of these bets together as I call them live. Where else can you do that? Name another show where we make a bet and the same guy is calling it live. That's what we do. Team effort, family, here at the Early Edge. Good luck.